Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
I've been driving a truck all my life. That's what I like, because that was like being free. You can go what you want, do what you want. In 2013, a bear ran across the front of my truck, and I had to avoid him instead of hitting him. From the insurance company, I got a good settlement for it and everything, and that helped me to go out and acquire gold and silver. And I retired for 40-some years driving a truck. My dad was a person that believed in saving money, and so did my mother. She came from Australia, and she didn't have too much. And my dad, he just says, hold on to it, and he says, and when you get a little bit old, just keep putting a little here, a little there, and before you know it, you're going to have enough money that you'll be able to take care of your family. And in those days, the dollar was worth $1, and now it's not worth anything. When I got the settlement, I didn't even think about what I was going to do about it. I just stuck it in the bank, and that's when I got the brochure from U.S. Money Reserve, and that's when I decided I can make more money with this than I could leaving it in the bank. Because if I put 20 grand of paper in there, and you have 20 grand of gold, paper ain't gonna make me any money.
Because money's going down the hill. You know, I mean, the dollar bill is just less and less each time you turn around, and it's scary that you're not going to have any money, you know. At least with gold, you've got money.
I just bought it because it's my insurance policy. So my family will have it, and Kay will have it, and we won't have to worry about money anymore. It was the best thing I ever did, I tell you.
I worry about my family's future, not having anything. At least with the gold, you have something to fall back on. You always have it.
So now, me and my wife can do whatever we want to do. You know, we don't have to worry about money or anything like that. Now, my kids are going to be secure by the time I go, and my wife will be secure, and she doesn't have to worry about anything. And that's the way my dad said to do it.
At U.S. Money Reserve, we know the importance of selecting the right gold, silver, platinum, and palladium options to help provide long-term wealth protection for your portfolio. Call to receive the complete guide to buying gold, which will provide you important, never-seen-before facts you should know about making gold, silver, platinum, and palladium purchases.
It's something that I tell my friends to do. I tell them to buy it now before it's too late, before you can't afford it. And I said, if you buy silver and gold a little at a time, and then if they do it now, they'll never regret it. And if you do it, you can call up U.S. Money Reserve, and you talk to the guys there, and they'll be glad to take care of you. It's worth a lot more than paper is that you got in your wallet. It's nice holding it in your hand, but I'll tell you, it's real nice.
Don't wait until the next crisis.
At first, I thought it was just them because I hear sound in the headphones and everything.
You know what the great thing is about the 9-minute Phill-Up?
Oh, we can hear.
We can?
Beautiful.
Should we start over?
Yeah, let's start over.
Let's start over, yeah.
I'm sorry about this, you guys.
No.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about that.
All right.
Oh, you can shut that off. Too.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Let's start the timer over, too. You're still
Okay.
up.
Yeah, all right.
Just kidding. We're not going to start the timer over your head. Hit it.
Okay.
Let's do Valley converting it games. I don't think we heard them.
Okay. Well, everybody, Fridays, you never know. There's gremlins. There's gremlins all over the place, Tim. We apparently found a couple of gremlins that got in the machine. It's okay. So, all right. So let's start over here. I'm Bill Phillips. It's 9-minute Phill-Up, and it's usually overtime, and we'll go overtime. This is Tim Zifzal. You know him as the fan of the year for the Cleveland Browns from just a couple of years ago, but more importantly, he is a key member of the Smithfield Presbyterian Church, along with the rest of the parishioners there. They are doing great things, and we're going to tell you about them in a second. But first, let's hear from Valley Converting.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
Recycle for your future.
Just when you think you have everything figured out, and you've got this down to science, something always goes a little haywire. But anyways, I want to thank Valley Converting again. We just heard from them. This is Tim Zifzal. And Tim, we're going to talk about the Browns. We're going to talk about the National Football League. We're going to talk about one of the best baseball games either one of us have seen.
For sure.
Last night, the Cleveland Indians, I'm still doing that.
I do.
Cleveland Guardians and the New York Yankees. And just a fantastic Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. And my own personal opinion is, if this isn't the best time of the year in terms of sports, I'm not sure what is. You have Major League Baseball, you have the playoffs, you have hockey starting, basketball starting, everything's going on, college football, all that stuff. But the one thing that happens this time of the year, and this is why you're here today, is it starts to get colder. Now, this weekend, we're supposed to have some nice weather in the 70s, but earlier in the week, it's down in the 40s. It's gray, it's cold, it's rainy, and it's just going to be more of that as we go along. So all of a sudden, kids that have been able to get by with maybe I have one sweatshirt, I can wear that every day, or I can bring that can be my coat. Well, that one sweatshirt after a while doesn't cut it. And one of the things that WTOV9 has done for years and years and years now, decades now, has been the Coats for Kids and getting people to donate to the station, and the station disperses the money through Salvation Army and other organizations, and they're able to get coats, acquire coats for kids, and then the kids have the coats. Now, the great thing is your church, Smithfield Presbyterian Church, last year, and Addison did a story on it.
She did.
$10,000 donation. And again, we're still thanking you for that last year. So thank you again for that. I mean, how's the year gone since we talked to you last about that?
The year has gone very well. We're very proud to give that donation, Bill, and we'd like to donate a little something this year too. This is a big event, and I know a lot of people are stretched, but I have to tell you, there's no better feeling in the world than doing something for somebody who could never repay you. And we owe WTOV9 an unpayable debt of gratitude for doing what you guys do. I don't think any of these goals would ever be met without doing things like this, or you guys doing the hard work you guys do. You guys, it's because of you these goals are met.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and that's part of one of the things I always believe is a television station's in a position to help people. We're in a position to report the news. We're in a position to do a lot of things that we may or other people may or may not be able to do. But one of the things I think we need to do is, if there's a project, if there's a food drive, if there's something that's going to help people,
yes, and
we can illuminate it. Absolutely. So thank you for saying that. But without everybody helping us, we can put it out there, but if everybody else doesn't help, it doesn't happen. So 10,000 last year.
Yes.
And then you turn around, how much? And you called me the other day. I was actually trying to exercise. I wasn't having a whole lot of luck, but I was getting the job done. Tim heard me. I was heavy breathing after lifting some weights.
I can vouch for it.
Yeah, and he said, "What's going on?" I said, "Oh, I'm getting some exercise in." I said, "What's up with you?" And he goes, "We need to talk. We want to make another donation." And I said, "Oh, that's fantastic." And I'll let you take the floor as to what you want to tell us about it.
Yes, this donation this year, we had extensive work done to our church, and we're very proud of it. So we give a percentage every year to Coach for Kids. And this year, we're not giving quite as much as we did last year because of the renovations. We're a very small church. But we're hoping programs like this will help people want to give. And we know everybody's stretched right now. We all are. But if there's anything you could do to help this cause, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated.
And the amount that they're going to get, $5,000. So in the last 2 years, $15,000. And we can't thank you enough. And it's one of those situations where I know you guys are probably having some hard conversations. Okay, what are we going to do? Because like you said, people are stretched. The church is stretched.
Yes.
How do we make everything meet? But as you said just a few moments ago, to be able to do something for someone they're not even going to know.
That's right.
Whoever gets that coat may never know where that money came from, who went out and purchased the coat, who brought the coat in.
That's right.
All those things. It's just they know they have a warm coat. It helps them get through the wintertime. So we just can't thank you enough. And now, do you can tell me, not tell me, do you do special fundraisers throughout the year for the church as you go through to with projects that you have in place? Or how does your church go about, or is it just tithing and giving to the church and making donations at Sunday service? Or how's the game plan? How does that work? Because it's something pretty special.
It is very special. We've had some very, very generous members over the years, and they have been, some of them are no longer with us today, my parents included. But these things like this come about. It's just a wonderful feeling, and I hope everybody can jump in here and help this cause. It'll make yourself feel so much better to help these kids. We're very proud to say we're involved in this. And again, WTOV9, none of this would be, nobody would meet their goals if it wasn't for WTOV9. It's all because of them. They deserve an unpayable debt of gratitude.
Well, again, thank you for that. And here's the thing that I also like to say. Okay, $5,000. Smithfield Presbyterian Church, they were able to put that together. They were able to put $10,000 together last year. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe you have $10 you can send.
Yes.
Maybe and I don't want to turn this into a telethon or anything like that, but it's one of those things where I know sometimes you don't have a lot of extra money, and but you want to do something. You know what? I can give $5.
Yes.
And the thing is, if you get 10,000 people that say, I don't have a lot of money, but I can give $5.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you multiply that 5 by 10,000. You got yourself a healthy chunk of change that can go towards helping people. So again, we are not here to try and push anyone to make a donation, but we just want to make you aware of it. It's a situation where, every little bit helps,
Yes.
And I remember watching telethons and things like that and thinking, well, $2. What do you mean $2? Send in $2. The host just send in $2. And so and I think, what's $2 going to do? But all of a sudden, if there's 10,000 people that give $2,
yes,
you're at $20,000.
That's exactly right.
And so it adds up. And the great thing is, with the different stores in the Salvation Army, we're going to find the best deal for the coats. They're going to be solid winter coats. They're not going to be cheap coats, and it's going to be coats that they're going to be today's coats.
Yes.
So if you have a 7 or 8 year old, and maybe I'm just throwing out a name because it popped in my head, Pokemon. If you want to look for a Pokemon coat, maybe there's going to be a Pokemon coat. Maybe there won't be a Pokemon coat. Maybe it'll just be a nice blue winter coat with some nice trim, like what do they call it? Like the winter trimmings on it, and the little girls might, I love that coat because it's got the little design on it or whatever. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get coats that are going to keep kids warm, but they're also going to like the coats, and they're going to be proud to wear the coats. And the great thing is, when it's a cold winter day, they're going to be proud to wear it because it's keeping them warm.
Of course.
And it's one of those things you forget how cold it gets. You really do sometimes when you walk outside and you're like, ooh.
Sure.
And for you, for me, it's easy to get in the car.
Yes.
It's easy to grab a coat. It's easy to go inside and, okay, I'm going to go in a nice warm house. A lot of people don't have that opportunity.
Unfortunately.
They're going, okay, what am I going to wear for a coat? And they grab a sweatshirt, a sweater. They do, put on a bunch of layers, but it's not a coat. And so the fact that Smithfield Presbyterian is able to do this again is just sensational, and that's why I wanted to have you on the 9-Minute Phill-Up. So, and I know you well now, and I know you're not here for yourself.
Of course
you're
not.
here representing the church, and if we could have the whole church in here in this digital content center, which is absolutely fabulous, but I don't think it would hold everybody. So I know you're here to speak on behalf
of course,
on behalf of the church, and what are when you're talking about these things, what are some of the conversations like okay, we need to do this. This is what goes on.
Our last 2 session meetings, we all got together and we talked about what we did last year, and we were moving forward to this year. And obviously, we stuck a lot of money into the church.
Mm-hmm.
It needed it. We needed a new roof. I mean, these are expensive things. And we feel a little bit bad about the number is not as high as it was last year.
Yeah.
But we can meet that maybe next year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But everybody across the board wanted to do this, and we appreciate anybody that could help this cause out. You can't believe how good you're going to feel after you do. It's just an amazing project. And again, I can't say enough about WTOV9. None of these goals would be met with any of these fundraisers without their help. They get the word out, and without that, none of us would ever know. I would have known that. That's the reason these donations happen with us, is because of them. So we all know you view into this great station and their staff, but if there's anything you could do, please help us.
All right. And if you're looking for more information about Coach for Kids, how to make a donation, you can go to the WTOV9.com website. You'll be able to find Coach for Kids. I believe it's under the features tab, but you can find out where to send a check, send a donation. I believe there's a QR code on the screen. You can do the QR code, make a donation that way. Or I've seen them already running this year. Some commercials have already run about Coach for Kids. So if you see that on your television, just grab that information, or just go, like I said, go to the website WTOV9, put in Coach for Kids in the search bar, and information, older stories about what's going on with Coach for Kids, new stories that are going on with Coach for Kids, and where you can send everything. You'll be able to find it on WTOV9.com. And again, Tim can't thank Smithfield Presbyterian Church enough. 2 years in a row, huge donations that unexpected, and it just makes me feel good to see you guys. And that's why I'm, last year Addison came down and talked to everybody at the church.
That was wonderful.
And I wanted to make sure you were able to hear and be here and represent the church. And the 9-Minute Phill-Up is another avenue to do that. So now people can see it on Facebook and on the X and on the YouTube channel and everything. And we had some minor audio issues, but we got those straightened out today. So we're all good. So again, thank you. I know a lot of kids to kind of change topics here are going to be looking for maybe a Cleveland Guardians coat, especially after yesterday's win. It looked nice up there, but looked like there's some winter coats getting broken out up on the lake.
Absolutely.
And what a game! Now I asked you right away. I said, "Now I'm assuming that you're a Browns fan. That means you're a Guardians fan."
I am.
And now I grew up in Connecticut, and I'm a Yankees fan.
Sure.
And first game I ever went to was Red Sox Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And I've told this story recently on the 9-Minute Phill-Up, but asked my dad. I was about 5 or 6, and I asked my dad all week, "Who should I root for, Dad?" He said, "I'm a Brooklyn Dodgers fan. They moved to LA. I don't care who you root for. Pick whoever you want to root for." So they take the field, and we're in Yankee Stadium. We're in the upper deck, and it's the old stadium where the monuments are still in the outfield and everything inside the playing area. And I just remember said, "Dad," and here come the Red Sox, and here come in Connecticut, where I grew up, is split. It's 50-50 Yankees, Reds, probably a little more Red Sox than that. But because of New England. But so all of a sudden, I asked my dad the question. I hear, "Kid, you're in Yankee Stadium. You root for the Yankees." And I went, okay. Hey, you want a piece of gum? And I was like, okay. So, and then watched the game, and that was it. And the first game I went to, Fred the Chicken Stanley was the shortstop for the Yankees. So I did not just jump onto a powerhouse team at the age of 5.
Right.
It happened to be the game I went to. If I'd gone to a Red Sox game at Fenway Park, I probably would have been a Red Sox fan or Mets, wherever.
And that's how it happens.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. And so, and there have been times when I wanted to quit the Yankees, where I can't do this with they had the 90s, and it was just a complete, just a bunch of insanity going on. And I'm sure there's times people have wanted to quit the Guardians, formerly the Indians, and originally the Spiders.
Sure.
Back in the day,
right.
where I can't do this anymore. I can't keep following this team. But every time I would open the paper or look in the computer, what do I look first? See what they did.
Sure.
See what, So, but last night we both agree, whether you're a Yankees fan or a Guardians fan, what a baseball game. What a game.
It couldn't have been a better game. I mean, it was, I think it's going to be a classic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Talk about
just the last 3 innings.
Sure. Of
you
course.
Don't even forget the first,
That's
8 innings of the game. The last 3 innings were amazing.
And I'm sorry you Yankee fans suffered in the 90s. the Indians.
We have 27 world titles, and so we're good. We're good.
The Guardians and the Indians have had a little string of bad luck since 1948.
Yeah.
So
it's been a while. It's been a while. Well, I thought.
I know.
It was Charles Nagy.
Oh,
now as a Connecticut kid, he went to UConn. If I recall correctly. So he was a Connecticut kid or pitched at UConn. And I was like, oh, Charles, pulling for him. And then it doesn't work out against the Marlins.
Yes.
Then,
It was one of the best baseball teams that never won at all.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That lineup all the way through.
Well,
Bell, Baerga.
Jose Mesa comes and you think he's going to close it down. It's all over.
How could you not?
Joe Table's coming in the game.
Yes.
And
it was incredible. And that team they were that good.
Oh, they were awesome. That was an awesome team.
One of the best lineups ever.
Mm-hmm. Sandy Alomar Jr. at catcher, and he gave you power there. And then you had
Pasquale, Baerga, Lofton, Bell.
Yeah.
That
was nasty.
He was.
He was tough.
He was.
But anyways, last night's game. You got now one of the great nicknames of all time. Big Christmas.
Big Christmas.
When your nickname is Big Christmas, and then you hit a home run in the 9th inning with 2 outs to tie the game, just to keep it going.
Yes.
Come on. That's one of the great nicknames of all time. The announcer said that, and I just thought, this is fantastic. So I don't know about you. I just, as soon as you hit the ball, I went, that is gone, and it's not even going to be close. Did you jump up out of your chair? Did you?
You bet I did. I wasn't for the bleachers catching that ball to still been on the air.
Oh, absolutely. He hurt that ball.
Absolutely.
He hurt that ball. And that was the thing. I had never heard of him because you see things and and the one thing I do know this, I still watch games. But because I'm not day in, day out doing the sports, I'm not keeping in touch with every single roster move, everybody that's on every roster and all this, which is kind of nice.
Sure.
But at the same time, then it's like, there's a lot of games too where I gotta go to bed. I started to watch the Mets game after the Yankees game. Pretty good at the beginning, and then all of a sudden about 5 innings in, I was like, I gotta go to bed. So,
and the thing is, there's 2 New York teams, an LA team, and Cleveland.
The Guardians.
Their payroll is $103 million.
Yeah.
2 of New York's players are that.
Yeah.
I have to admit, whether they advance from this or not, I think there's a huge success story.
Oh, absolutely. But you know how it is. It's professional sports. There's only one goal.
That's right.
If you win the division, great. You win a playoff series, it's fantastic.
That's right.
You don't win the World Series, was the season a success? No.
Nope.
Not as a professional player. And I will say this, I know this, Pirates fans that just heard you say $103 million. Why can't we have $103 million?
And that's true.
Why can't we?
And that is true.
The more you spend, the more it allows you to perhaps make a mistake and recover from it when you don't have it. But
I think Pittsburgh's got a pitcher that's going to make that amount of money on himself.
Absolutely.
He's phenomenal.
Absolutely. He's if his arm stays healthy.
Yes.
You know, all those things. But like Tyler Glasnow's on the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
He's had arm injury, you know, so like you said, we can put him on the bench. He can
That's
sit
it.
There, you know, and he's making $25 million.
They can cover their mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And they got that guy Ohtani. He's unbelievable.
He is.
Mookie Betts hit a home run last night, and the announcers talk about how Mookie Betts is no longer like a huge star on the team because Ohtani.
That's right.
And they said, but he's still one of the best, probably top 5, top 10
Sure.
players in the entire league. But back to your Indians. So Big Christmas saves the day.
He did.
And forces it into the 10th inning.
Yes.
So now we have 2 outs. I'm saying we as if I'm not rooting for the
That's okay. You
Guardians.
keep talking that way.
So we have 2 outs in the 10th.
Yeah.
And it's tied. And Clay Holmes is in. He's been about untouchable for the Yankees. And then Fry comes up.
He's come up big.
Big.
He was involved in a trade.
The Detroit game, the Indians are out if he doesn't hit the home run.
Of course.
In the Detroit
game. He came in a trade. Player to be named later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, nobody. I mean, you get this for a 6-pack of beer, warm.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, who was it? The pitcher that came in last night, Vila, I think.
Yes.
Cash.
That's right.
Made a trade. Cash. Yeah, I will give you a bag of balls and $50,000.
That's exactly right.
And then he was phenomenal. I mean, he got judged. He threw him the 2 curveballs and hit him with the inside fastball low at the knees on the inside part of the plate, painted the black.
He's an enormous human being.
Yeah,
Judge.
He's huge.
I mean, he is an enormous human being.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed at the Marriott at Key Center for the Browns games, and when the Jacobs owned the Indians, all the Major League Baseball teams stayed there.
That's right. Okay.
Except their Yankees, they stayed at the Ritz-Carlton. Their beds are a little bit longer.
Oh, okay.
That's where the NBA teams stay because of guys like him.
Yep. Yes, he's 6'7", 6'8", I think. Yeah. Yeah. And my thing would be, you know, as a former pitcher in college, I'd be like, where do I pitch this guy?
Sure, that's right.
Where am I going to throw this baseball? He can't reach it.
It has to be intimidating pitching ball.
And then you got Giancarlo Stanton. And you got Santa So it is just an amazing game. So the Indians walking out. I saw a piece of video on, I don't want to say Twitter, but I know it's the X now. It is somebody's apartment or rooftop in Cleveland, and they are shooting back towards the stadium with their camera, and you can basically see you're aiming towards home plate. So you see the lights, the stadium's all lit up and the whole thing. They've got the camera running. And I can't really tell how far it is away, but you hear the crack of you don't hear the crack of the bat, but you hear this roar go up. And then all of a sudden the fireworks go up, and then whoever has the camera literally zooms in and you just see people running all over the field at the end of the game last night. I thought that's pretty cool.
It is.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, the Browns haven't won since '64.
Mm-hmm.
The Indians haven't won since '48. It's the longest span in any major league team. They're the last team to win a World Series. Mm-hmm. They're a charter member of the American League.
How about that? All right, I'm gonna ask you this just for fun, just between us. Nobody's watching. Okay, maybe a few people are watching. Well, I hope you're watching, please, because Valley Converting is sponsoring us. Hopefully you're watching. There was some talk when they wanted to make the name change about going back to the Spiders, the original name.
Yeah,
but of course the Spiders have some dubious history.
They do.
They've had the longest or the worst record in the ball of baseball for an entire season. But the Spiders might have been kind of cool.
It would have been. I think they went with the Guardians. The bridge outside the ballpark that goes across, it's the Guardian Bridge. And if you see the bridge, it's the Guardian emblem. And
do you like it? Are you getting used to it?
I'm not used to it.
Okay.
I'm not used to it. And I think the IANS at the end, Indians, Guardians, I think that helped out a little bit in securing that name. But I'm not sure. I think they got their all-star game at that time. And there was a lot of things involved, but I'm still disappointed they had to give up the name.
Yeah,
the Chiefs kept their name, the Blackhawks kept their name, the Redskins, the Redskins did not. The Seminoles.
No.
Years ago, the American Indians said, "We're okay with the Cleveland Indians because it's not a nickname."
Yeah,
and all of a sudden they were the first team to change, and that was disappointing.
I was just curious about whether or not the Spiders were ever on your radar for a possibility of
not really.
Yeah, but what else could you have gone with?
I don't know. I think the Guardians. A lot of people thought Buckeyes. There were people thought the Cleveland Buckeyes too, but I think
that could have caused some angst over at a university in Columbus.
It could have. There's a few people that might be upset.
Yeah,
but if you go into Cleveland, you could punch in Cleveland.
The Mayflies.
If you go to Cleveland Guardians, it brings up a roller derby team.
Yeah. I didn't know what it was, and then I saw the bridge, and I went, I said, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah, that's
and
it.
the guarding the city as they look at people coming in. Okay,
safe.
Yeah, very safe, very safe. One thing that is not safe.
Oh, here we go.
He's
been waiting for this.
No, I have not been waiting for this. I do not get any pleasure from your discomfort with your Cleveland Browns. I mean, when you went to the Super Bowl, I was like, how can the Browns somehow get into the Super Bowl this year so you could be there when you're a fan of the year?
And I love you for it.
And then last year went to playoffs.
We did. There was no way. I know.
I mean, 1-5.
It's bad. I never dreamed when I was on. We did a spot with you a while back. I never dreamed the Browns would be 1-5 at this point. Never dreamed in a million years. And the quarterback is a problem. The offensive line is in shambles.
Oh, it's all beat up, injured. It's a mess.
There's no running game. The leading receiver leads the league in drop balls. I never heard of a leading receiver lead the league in drop balls.
Yeah.
But it's that bad. But it's a long season.
Yeah.
We haven't played.
Hope. You gotta have hope.
I never give up hope. Never.
Yeah. They haven't played any
division games.
Yeah, haven't played any division games. You got to run the table there.
We have 2 in a row this week.
All of a sudden, you're 7-5.
Oh,
if you run the table there, you're 7-5. Now you get a shot.
Oh, we got a shot.
You got Myles Garrett jumping over offensive lines and special teams lines, blocking field goals and everything. I think the hardest thing for Kevin Stefanski is going to be keeping everyone together.
I mean, there's people who've been calling for his job. I can't. The 2-time coach of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Cleveland, after what we've been through with coaches and quarterbacks, we'd be the laughing stock. We're having trouble now not being the laughing stock. Fire the coach of the year a year after he was
coach of the year.
I mean, that's tough. And you know what?
Yeah. And but I will say this, that it was early in the game. They brought in Jameis Winston. They ran that jet sweep. I was like, what? Who made that call? What was that?
And if you put Jameis Winston there, if you'd have kept Joe Flacco, it would have been worse. People forget Joe Flacco threw 10 interceptions in the last 4 games too. If that had been Deshaun Watson, I mean, he would never get out of the stadium alive.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. I mean, and it's guaranteed money, so they're on the hook for $136 million over the next 2 years, and so it is what it is. But the thing is, if they can't block for Watson, if they can't block for Jameis Winston if he goes in, if they can't block for Joe Flacco if he was still there, because the offensive line is so beat up, then you're playing a game with your hands tied behind your back.
Everybody questions why they drafted him or acquired him in a trade, and it was questionable. I mean, there was a lot of baggage there. But there was 5 other teams wanted him too.
Oh yeah, and when he was in Houston,
he was a real thing.
I believe he was all pro one year.
Yes.
So it's not they didn't, but it just has not worked.
It was not worked.
It has not worked.
And it just even now. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for the fans. It was hard when they signed him. But franchise quarterbacks do not come available. And if I honestly believe some of the fans, if they wouldn't have at least pursued him, they'd have found fault in that.
Yep.
So now he's an easy target.
Oh, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah. No, he's an easy target, but it makes the whole organization an easy target because of course the biggest thing that it did, the biggest impact I think, that not only on the Browns, is the impact it had on how the contracts for National Football League quarterbacks are done now.
Sure.
That guaranteed money, I'm certain most other NFL owners went, well, wait, what are you doing?
Sure. And they did.
Now I'm on the hook. So I have to pay guaranteed money for $200 million because your guy got $230 million. So if I want to sign my guy.
Yes.
So that changed the whole thing with contracts and everything. So that's an interesting one. I'm sure the other owners are not happy about that. I will say this. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, here at the station yesterday, and the Haslams, they own the Columbus Crew.
They do. Part of the Milwaukee Bucks too.
I did not know that.
Part of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, so the we'll stay in Ohio. So they own the Crew. They own the Crew. Crew's just won a championship. They've won international competitions. They're rolling. Steam, great facility. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to go, but it's just fantastic.
I've heard about it.
The Browns, on the other hand, now he's trying to get a new stadium and all that stuff, and they have they started. I think it was a Pilot.
Pilot Flying J.
Yep, Flying J was where they made their money and everything. So
there's one of his
just down the road.
Gas station right down the street.
Yeah, just down the street. Yeah. So they said, well, what do you think the difference is? I said, it's easy. The Haslams have no idea what goes on with the soccer team, how to coach it.
That's right.
How to pick a player.
Perfectly said.
How to do anything with
Perfectly
the soccer
said.
team. So let's go and get the best general manager and best coach that we can find and let them do their job. The Haslams, like everybody else in America, you know what? I've watched enough football.
Yeah.
I might even played a little bit of football when I was in high school, maybe even college. I don't know. But I think I'm a good judge of how that is. So, and this is not the first ownership group, Jerry Jones. I don't know if you want to give. Everybody talks about Jerry Jones. They want to give him all the credit. And he'll take all the credit for the Super Bowls back in the '90s. But there was a guy by the name of Jimmy Johnson there that could actually kind of veto what Jerry wanted to do get the people he needed, and he let him know. So I think that's the problem. I think, and I don't know who made the ultimate decision on the Deshaun Watson thing, but it has not gone well. And it's kind of the owners just say, we have to get a franchise quarterback. I don't care what the baggage is.
That's right.
I instead of waiting for a draft, instead of trying to fix it, instead of trying to get someone, give me a solid guy.
That's right.
That it doesn't have the baggage, probably would have been better off. But that's the difference in the franchises.
Sure.
So I think if they can get the general manager and coach he wants, Stefanski has proven that he can win. I just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just let it go. Let them do their job, and then if they don't, then you come in and you clean house, and But I would imagine if you're a billionaire, it's kind of hard to do that.
That's the thing. Actually, he just sold all of his Pilot Flying J.
Oh, okay.
He did to Berkshire Hathaway.
So he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's got enough to make ends meet.
We're not having any charity events for him.
No, this is just for Coach for Kids here.
Yeah. We need to get him on Coach for Kids.
There you go.
Let's go. You've got the master office up there in Cleveland.
But he sold it to Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay.
Warren Buffett.
Okay.
And it's completely done now.
Yeah.
So they're talking about building this new stadium.
Yeah.
And it's very real. They made it yesterday. It's official. They're moving out. It's not that far. It's about 5.5, 6 miles.
Okay.
From downtown.
Okay.
They're not, but of all things, there's a group up there. They're trying to bring back the Modell Law of all things. The Art Modell Law, where franchises can't move other cities. Of all Modell Mall.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're not leaving Cleveland per se.
No.
And
it's not even Richfield Coliseum.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which was way out in, compared to where
it was a pasture.
Cleveland
it was a pasture for sheep.
Oh, the first time I drove past. Well, what is that? I thought it was a spaceship.
Yes,
I really did. I'm like, what in the world is that building?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the Cavaliers play. That's not even close.
No, close enough.
No, it was just, and it was out by itself. There was nothing. There weren't even trees.
It was a prairie.
Yeah. It sounds like the people in Ottawa, Canada, when I went up to cover the Penguins and Senators the first time. And you would have thought that stadium was an hour and a half from Ottawa. It is 15 minutes on the highway. No issues. You pull in, shopping center, other shopping center, some restaurants and bars to go to. The arena kind of sits by itself, but just literally 30 seconds from the shopping centers and everything. Nice arena. All they did, complain about why it isn't in downtown.
There you go.
So you're just going to have those people. But I mean, from what I understand, this thing is going to be everyone says SoFi is just amazing. And this is going to be basically a like that type of stadium. It concerts and everything else.
It's not going to be it can't be very high. It's close to Hopkins Airport.
Okay.
So they're going to sink it. And I've seen some of the plans for this. It's really, if this happens, and I think it's going to, it's going to be their own little, they're going to have several hotels that they're going to build. There's going to be fine dining. There's going to be fast food. There's going to be fitness centers. There's going to be shopping. It's going to be a destination. And I know downtown Cleveland, they're losing 8 football games a year, maybe 2 to 4 concerts.
Yeah.
I think they can make up those 2 to 4 concerts in downtown and other venues.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Outside of there, they're next to the IX Center. They're close to the hotel, close to the airport, but they're close to their training facility, 3.5 miles away.
Okay.
So that's huge.
That makes it easy for everyone. Where are you going to live?
Yes.
Well, we live here.
Yes.
Training facilities here. We're 3 miles to the stadium. You're all set.
And the players all live on the west side of town. So I think that makes it maybe a little bit easier.
Yeah. How long? What's the if they get it started? Let's say they get it started, get it approved, and all those things. What do you think? Within the next 5 years?
The lease at the stadium we're in now expires in 2028.
Okay.
So it would have to be ready by 29.
Okay.
The stadium we're in now, after we lost the team, they built the stadium and seemed like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. I mean, but when we walked into the place, we were happy with it. We were happy to have running water.
Happy to have a team.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they walked out there. I mean, you could pick up a bunch of guys on the street. It was bad.
Yeah.
But we were just happy. We got our colors back, and you know.
But hey, it is what there's still a team in Cleveland.
That's right.
And now it just got to get to that next playoff.
That's right.
To do, but the last couple of years with getting to the playoffs, winning some playoff games, what has that been like? Because that hasn't happened a whole lot.
It has not happened. Last year, I mean,
or does it give you that hope, and now you're like, oh, it's just thrown against the rocks again?
You know what? We made it to playoffs a year. We played in Pittsburgh. We beat Pittsburgh, and there was nobody in the stadium. The place was empty. It was COVID.
Yeah.
And this past year, I really thought they could make a good run. And Houston's good. Houston's good, and they slammed them.
Yeah.
And it was the wrong team to beat the Browns in a playoff with the Watson situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just.
Yeah. And now this year, you're thinking, okay, we're ready to roll, and it just has not gone well. Nick Chubb coming back.
Coming back.
How about that? How about the letter he sent to fans?
Oh, wasn't that beautiful?
He's like, let's roll. I got to move these rocks. I mean, this guy's ready to go.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
He's, we've been blessed. We've been to the facility several times, and all the offices in the building in Berea are glass.
Yeah.
So you see all the way across the building, and outside, all the walls are glass. And Jim Brown still has his office there.
Okay.
And
which will forever.
It will forever. It's locked, and you can see inside of it, but you're not going to go in it.
Yeah.
And he was the one that pushed the Browns to draft him.
Well, here's the thing. I just thought of something. I think you might be able to make this happen. I think you get a movement going. I think you'll be good to go. All right. Addison's back in the room. She says these two have gone long enough. They need to wrap this thing up. So, anyways, this is what I'm thinking. We talked about the Haslams finding the best general manager, best coach, the whole thing. There we go. Let it go.
And Haslams are great people.
Oh no,
they are great. You know what? They've put more money into downtown Cleveland. They've put at least a dozen or so football fields in for. They've been as generous can be.
Absolutely. And I am not ripping the Haslams. I'm not even ripping anybody. I'm just. It's human nature.
Yes, you're right.
To think that you have the smarts to do something that you're not an expert to do.
That's right.
Now, if I wanted to start a gas station, I'd call them up and say, what do I do?
That's right.
I have no idea. They made millions and billions. Addison's waving her hand.
I just have to say that we have 2 comments. One from Troy Harris Jr. that says, Tim, you are a great man. And then we have one from Shasta Cunningham Dennis that says, love Tim Zifzal, such a great friend.
There you go.
Yeah,
look at you.
Well, that's so nice of both of them.
Look at you.
I'll be darned. So nice of both of you. Love you both back.
Yep. So back to my rant. Take away from
we're gonna have to wrap.
I know. How far are we in?
You want to know what time it is?
Yeah. What's the red button say up there?
10:51. You are 48 minutes.
New record, Tim. New record for the longest. Let's go.
Yeah,
Browns aren't winning, but we got the record. So, anyways. Haslams were minority owners with the Steelers, and I thought, and that was the thing that I actually thought they're going to learn from how the Steelers run their organization. That's what they're going to do up in Cleveland. I know everybody does a little bit different, but here's my point. Kevin Costner, general manager. What do you think?
Yeah.
Draft day. He was a wizard.
Hey,
He
you
was
know
a
what?
wizard in draft day.
He was. He was.
He got everybody.
You know, I know that wasn't a big time box.
Oh, that was
I
a
loved
great
it.
movie. Oh, it was a great movie. It was
I
a great
loved it.
movie. Yeah.
And,
Who's I can't think of his name. The Panther.
oh, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. Addison, help me out.
Oh,
He played Jackie Robinson in 42. Yeah, Black Panther. Who's the actor?
Oh,
Because he was the big linebacker they got from Ohio State. That
yes,
he wanted to draft
exact
in the first round. Yeah, Mac. You got Mac and Chadwick
oh,
Boseman.
thank you,
Yes.
thank you, Addison.
What a short life. Unfortunately, I think he was about 43. And well, he played a football player in the movie for draft day, but then he played Jackie Robinson in 42, which I thought was phenomenal.
Great movie.
And he play, if you have an opportunity to see the James Brown pick that he did, he plays James Brown. It's kind of like an autobiography. He died on Addison's birthday.
Oh, Addison.
I didn't do it.
You should be sitting down there with us.
I can't remember what the James Brown movie was, the title of it, but phenomenal. Just what an actor. But he was in the movie Draft Day. Kevin Costner drafted him. And I'm just thinking the Browns need to get Kevin Costner. I mean, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. I keep Stefanski. He'll be all right. He was coach of the year, and then you get Kevin Costner.
Ron says, can't wait till the show becomes the 90-minute Phill-Up.
You know what, Ron? We're going to get there someday.
And Kathy also says, Kathy Toledowski, I'm Polish, I should know this, says, hi, Tim. Great guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best. All right, so let's wrap it up this way. We've got a minute to wrap it up. So
I'll count you down.
Okay. So will I pay attention or not?
No.
First of all, Valley Converting, want to thank everybody at Valley Converting for sponsoring the 9-minute Phill-Up. But also, Tim, want to thank you and Smithfield Presbyterian Church again. Last year, a $10,000 donation to Coach for Kids. This year, a $5,000 donation to Coach for Kids. The amount of kids you've helped in the Ohio Valley over the last 2 years and the people of your church, absolutely sensational. And we can't thank you enough.
Bill, I thank you and W2V9. I hope everybody that's watched this will send in a donation, no matter how big or small. It'll make you feel as good as I do right now. Thank you.
Well, Tim, thanks for coming up. Thanks for coming up for the 9-minute Phill-Up. We talked a little bit baseball. We talked big Christmas.
We did.
Christmas.
We did.
15
We'll have to
seconds,
see if
Bill.
there's any more big Christmas coming up for the Cleveland Guardians against the Yankees. So we have that to watch, Browns to watch. And if you can, as Tim mentioned, please, whenever you can, as much as you can, please donate to Coach for Kids or another charity that's close and near and dear to your heart this fall season. Thank you very much, everybody. Remember the 2 rules.
Thank you.
Tim, you get the 2 rules? You know the 2 rules? 2 rules. Have fun. He always does. And try your best. If you do those 2 things, it's going to be a great day. Have a great day,
Thanks,
everybody.
everyone.
You almost did it, Bill. Minute and 20 seconds you wrapped in. Good job.